All right, family. We live once again with the general. We got some information dealing with this war that's going on. We want to drop it on the people. Of course, you know who it is. It's the General Cyrus Seti. And we are in, you're in for a electric presentation, family. Let me get here. Europe turns its back on the United States in the Gulf of Hormuz. And as crazy as this sound, and all the money that the United States is putting in over there in Ukraine. I mean, we could go through countless, conflicts that then went on in Europe. And people say, well, Seti, what do we got? And Negroes, they don't care because every little tax dollar that they pay the United States going somewhere that they act like they ain't got no understanding whatsoever or where they little dollars going, but they want some reparations. And they can't even coordinate where they little dollars that they paying to the government right now today, where it's going, how it's being spent. You see, but a lot of your dollars is going into Ukraine. You see, a lot of your dollars is going in to fund the security of other countries, Japan, South Korea, Germany. You got soldiers everywhere, and it's for a cause. It's for a cause to keep the, quote unquote, the new world order, you know, secure. And so, but for, and what do you expect from Emmanuel Macron, who wife, they saying that, his wife could be a man, slapping him all up and down the plane live on TV. You feel me? Embarrassing him in front of the world. So you know good and well he don't count for nothing. You know good and well Emmanuel Macron don't count for nothing. Uh Keir Starmer, who been getting punked by the United States, Donald Trump, since he been in office. And see, the thing is, people don't know that Keir Starmer and his party that he, before Donald Trump even got in there, they was literally, you know, sending, members of they party over to the United States to help the Democrats, try to defeat Donald Trump. So here it is, that's show you how much. And then the man end up winning, so he ain't gonna have no mercy on Keir Starmer. You see, so he's a lame duck as far as the United States is concerned, and Emmanuel Macron too. These is weak leaders. And it is what it is. They're weak leaders, you know. And my grandfather, was in World War II. Many of our grandfathers been in every war, and we have to think about the fact that, World War II was about saving Europe. You see, if it wasn't for our grandfathers and uncles and things of that nature, uh, they'll be over there speaking German. Europe would be a province of Adolf Hitler, would be a province of the Germans. No, so when we talk about what stake we have in the game, we don't even understand our history. We don't understand our history and how, for whatever it's worth. If you're not gonna respect the toils, and even if I don't politically agree with it, I respect the toils of my ancestors, if they put their life on the line, I have to respect it. I might not respect the political agenda, but I respect the fact that they put their life on the line. And so here it is. And I'm going to just say this, because a lot of people out there is really politically naive. You don't know what you're talking about. A lot of y'all is just, seriously fools when it comes to the real dynamics of this war. Okay? When it comes to the dynamics of this war. And what am I saying? Hold on. Really seriously understand the dynamics of this war. You see, and what and what we've all, and we talking about Ukraine, and how the hundreds of billions of dollars, taxpayer money, your money, my money. Anybody out there that's paying into this system, you've been paying, what's going, for really the security of Europe. That's what you've been paying for. You've been paying for it because what does Ukraine got to do with the United States? Nothing. They can, Vladimir Putin could have Ukraine. I don't give a damn about none of that. You see, I don't give a damn about none of that. So, but that was at the behest of Europe. They wanted the United States, been paying really the major ticket. You've been paying the majority. 70% of what's going on over there in Ukraine have been paid by the United States. This is totally outrageous. This is totally outrageous. Straight up. This is totally outrageous. And so, the day is, and then here you ask them, and I'm going to just say this, because again, I think a lot of people out there just don't know what the hell they talking about. They don't know what the hell is going on when it comes to the dynamics of this war. And so they by default go against the United States, and because the United States is who they is. They a racist institution. They are. But some political decisions is necessary. On top of that, you see, some political decisions are necessary. It does not negate that the United States is one of the biggest racist institutions on the planet. Okay, one of the biggest racist institutions on the planet. At the same time, there are decisions, national decisions that must be made, and it's a sound decision. It's a sound decision. Now, a lot of people don't think that it was, necessary to attack Iran. And we're not privy to all the information about the capabilities of Iran. But what I will say, it was not long ago where North Korea was in the place of Iran. And people were saying the same thing about North Korea. Kim Jong-un didn't have a nuclear weapon at that time. And the United States national security was saying that Kim Jong-un was trying to get a nuclear bomb. And the reality is he got the damn nuclear bomb. He did end up getting a nuclear bomb. So that information was right and exact. So when people say that a lot of times that, the intelligence is wrong, that people's is making up information just to go to war, and and that's not necessarily so. It might be true that Iran is trying to get the bomb. Why wouldn't they try to get it? When you look at the other nations, you got North Korea, you got Pakistan, you got India, you got China, you got Russia. When you get the bomb, it gives you a certain amount of leverage where, people just can't run in on you. They just can't run in on you because you got something that could be very devastating if it's launched. And so do I believe that Iran was trying to achieve a nuclear bomb? I believe it because I know Iran outside of what's going on. I know the ideology. I know the wars that Iran been having with his own neighbors outside of that. I know the ideology of Iran. Iran wants to be the head of a global Islamic empire. That's facts. Okay? And that's facts. And so not just they're gonna start with the Israelis, United States, and in anything in that vicinity. And they're not gonna be friends with Europe. They're not gonna be friends because the British and the French, see, they want to place. They want to play like, they had shit. They was over there for the United States. You see, looking at old silly Macron and Keir Starmer, they was the one that really chopped it up before the United States even got over there. Britain and France was over there, cut up and split it in half, and France got Lebanon and the other, and then they split it, and some of them got Iraq and even Iran, but they put the old puppet Shah the king over there, and they end up overthrowing. But that was Britain and France thing. You see, so they was the first ones over there, and so Iran ain't really got no love, but they see the two bigger powers in the region today, United States and the Israelis. And so and I don't side with with the Israelis. I don't even, that ain't even me, but I understand what's going on over there, that them Europeans put them Israelis there to be a gatekeeper. So that's really they thing over there. They got them there to be gatekeepers. So if they attack the Israelis, of course they're going in there, because they know if they move them out of there, they're going they're going to remove, a necessary geographical, necessity that they got over there that's going to keep everything moving like they want it moving. So they're going to support the Israelis, you see. But now today the Arab then got a little more power than he didn't had in previous years. And so now you got some of the Europeans, because they didn't let a lot of Muslims come into their land. They got the Muslim, the Arab got some, got some power in there. And so now they got to play to the, the good graces of the Arabs in France. They got certain areas I was reading where they didn't took over certain areas of France. They don't even take their ass over in them areas. You see what I'm saying? Police don't even go over there technically, you understand, in Britain too, where you go in certain areas and they got Sharia law and got, and so they got laws and where you got to abide by their law if you come over there in they area. So so you have to understand that the politics of these nations have changed, you see. But I tell you what, I'm very clear. Britain, and people can take it how they want, All they had to do is just prove it. Britain is weak. You're a peep squeak. You're not whooping nobody. Them days is over. So now you want to play like, you just want to ass kiss anybody. You don't, but you done conquered all the world. You done stole all the jewels of in everything that you could get that ain't nailed to the ground. You stole it. You got it in all the museums. And so when it was your time to be the big thief of the world, you stole, you took, you was the biggest imperialist on the planet. Now all of a sudden, you're a little peep squeak. And so now today, you ain't got the army. You ain't got that massive army where you can go all over the world and conquer. So now you got the ass kiss. You see, every little nation, yeah, oh, I can't, you can't, you ain't, you weak. When you get to doing all that, you weak. You see, France, same way. You ain't whooping nobody. You see what I'm saying? You end up taking your ass down to Africa on a good day, they're gonna whoop your ass. They're gonna you're gonna have to go in there like the United States is doing over there with Iran. You're gonna bomb. You see what I'm saying? But one day you're gonna put them little weak French, you understand, soldiers over in Africa, and their ass ain't gonna come back home. That's just really the reality of that. You see, and so they ain't ready, and they ain't ready. But this is, people got to understand that this has been going on for a long time. This is not like it just started yesterday. This ain't just started yesterday. They've been fighting over these areas now for shit since the Crusades. You see, since the Crusades and Rome and the Arab, the Byzantine and the Ottoman Turks and so on and so forth. It's still going on today. It was times where the Romans was the first to call it. The Arab wasn't over there. He want to pretend like that's his land. So see, that's why I know better. You see, so you the thief before the thief. That's all you is. And so now when I see the United States go over there and they want to bully their ass, bully them. So damn what? You see what I'm saying? So damn what? Y'all acting like that they the original inhabitants. They stole. Go over there and look at the walls of Persepolis and see if any of them peoples over there look like them people that's on the walls of Persepolis. You know what I mean? Come on, let's make this shit make sense. If we're gonna do this, do it. Don't play game. Y'all don't know what the hell y'all talking about. I don't pay attention, you see, because y'all want to start, on the last 2 pages of the book and then say the end. No, you got to read the rest of the book and see and understand that this is an ongoing war. And so do I believe that it was necessary? I believe Iran was close to getting what it was going to get. And I'm going to tell you, that's just like North Korea. I'm quite sure that either Russia or China helped North Korea get them damn bombs over there. You see what I'm saying? Because what they doing with Iran, because Russia is working with Iran. And what they do, they tell you that, we just building nuclear reactors, for electricity and this, that, and the third. So the Russians will train the Iranians in how to, to manage the reactors and all of that. And they give them certain amount of information, even though it, is not technically teaching them how to make a bomb. Once they teach them and train them in how to, manage the facility, it gives them insights on how, what I'm saying, what they need to do to get to the next level. So of course, it would be to, the Russians' advantage, but at the same time, even though they help them, they don't know necessarily if they're going to still be in good graces with North Korea 20 years from now or Iran 20 years from now. So they can help them, but yet and still it's a possibility that they might end up being a damn enemy to the Russians or the Chinese in 20 years. And they, have helped them to secure nuclear weapons. And so the thing is, I am very concerned about, Iran, because people say, they were saying the same thing about North Korea, and they did get the bomb. They did get the bomb. But the thing is about Kim Jong-un just want to be left alone. He just want to secure his place in North Korea. He has no aspirations of ruling the world, but that's something totally different than the aspirations of Iran. Okay, that's totally different than the aspirations of Iran. So I would most definitely not want to see Iran achieve nuclear capabilities. Not especially with the Russians sideline helping them. Cause see, Russia, they didn't become the little skunk over there. You know what I'm saying? Because they like to hide their hands. You see what I'm saying? They'll let them and give them the apparatus on, even the missiles. You know what I'm saying? The missile capability. Russia is over there helping them. So, it's in Russia's best interest and China, that they have a third, and it's almost like how Iran used Hezbollah and Hamas and the Houthis, where they lace them with missiles and let them do the dirty work. And so Russia is doing Iran the same way that Iran does Hezbollah and Hamas. And so they'll let Iran get nuclear capability, knowing damn well them roguish ass mullahs over there hit the damn button and send a damn missile over here to the United States. They call United States the great Satan. So they look at the United States as even a greater enemy than the Israelis. They call the United States the big Satan, and they call the Israelis the little Satan. So I don't know what Iran think it is, because it's a big Satan too. You see, all of them Satan. You see, now what size what size they may be is up for debate, but they all Satan. And so, is it a possibility that Iran was close to getting? I'm quite sure that they close. Because look at the capabilities. Look at the capabilities that they got. Until they start firing off, I have never really seen Iran at work for real. Even when they was beefing with Iraq, I never really seen their capabilities. They got some capabilities. They hitting shit. You see what I'm saying? They is hitting shit, and they ain't scared to launch no shit off. And they didn't hit damn near every goddamn nation over there. You see what I'm saying? Real talk. They didn't fire on almost every nation in the Gulf, including Turkey. You know what I'm saying? They didn't shot and didn't land it. So they got the ability. So that just show you right there that, when they get ready to fire off, then they firing off on any and everybody. You see, regardless if they got something to do with it. So that let me know right there that they need to be dealt with. They need to be dealt with. You see what I'm saying? You cannot have no rogue nation. And that's why they probably ran up on them, because if they didn't have the capability, I mean, what they going to get out of it, though? I mean, Iran is not super rich. I mean, it got some oil, but shit, they got Venezuela, they got other nations. That ain't gonna make or break. The United States got its own. Only 1% of oil, American oil, is coming through the goddamn Strait of Hormuz. And so United States don't need it. I mean, what the hell is you talking about? So why would they go over there unless it's some form of a threat that he doing what he doing right now? Now, what if he get some greater capability? He been to took the Middle East. Iran have been to took the Middle East over. You see what I'm saying? They would have been, so that's what they not gonna have. They not gonna have it. You see what I'm saying? And so a lot of people, I see people's out there making videos and they don't have, you got to have some humanity, even though we you got to have humanity. And so, you can't just have them, where they bombing, and putting their own people under threat. Cause real talk, I'm just gonna be real with y'all. They're gonna fuck around, get a nuclear bomb dropped on Iran. Straight up. That's where they at. You see what I'm saying? They not about to let, and people keep thinking and see, but that's people. They keep pushing and they over there destroying that nation. Yeah, Iran is shooting some shots, and you know what I'm saying? But as they doing that, and people take them, the hotel and in the Dubai and the United Arab Emirates, they put it on the news, they blow it up and say, look what Iran is doing. If you just imagine if they put all the damn 30,000 explosions that then went on in Iran, it'll blow your mind. They over there destroying that damn nation. And we're not saying that to be proud. Like, where the hell is you going with this? You know what I'm saying? How far, because they don't give a damn about the people. They just want to stay in power so the people could be getting rained down on at the same time, as long as they stay in power, because they didn't kill 30, 40,000. And most of these imperialistic nations is doing the same thing one way or another. They slow drip, they might slow drip, knock people off and shit, but they slow dripping. And, so when it comes to, black people, it don't matter what goddamn country you in. You see, it's a problem. Whatever country you in, it's a problem. It's an imperialistic regime. You understand what I'm saying? With trying to oppress us and been doing it for the last 400, 500 years. So it is what it is. And so people keep egging this on like Iran. Iran ain't winning shit. Iran is destroying its nation. They over there crashing that damn nation. You see what I'm saying? And they, the Israel, see, the thing is about it, and I'm gonna go to the next. See, the Iranians and the Israelis, they like damn dogs with rabies. You see what I'm saying? They got slob coming up. They ready to drop big bombs on each other. So both of them is like, and that's why, you got India, you got Pakistan, got nuclear weapons, United States and Russia. Man, if Iran get a nuclear weapon and the Israelis already, man, they gonna have a nuclear war, period. That's it. Them two is like ravenous dogs that's ready to bite, and just like a pit with slob coming. Them two, if the Iranians get a nuclear bomb along with it, they gonna have a nuclear war. That's a fact. That's a fact. You see? So, think about that in hindsight before you run because they both hate each other. They got a passion of hate for one another to the point that the Israelis they already threatening to drop a nuke on them. Straight up. They already threatening. So if we don't understand where we at before we, and a lot of people keep pushing this and saying that, Iran is not winning this war. They're not. They're losing, and they're losing bad. Yes, they getting some shots. It's a war. Goddamn, but that's the only thing they showing is the Iranian strikes. And so that gives you the illusion, man, they didn't, what if they showed all the ships and shit that they didn't sunk they shit. They didn't sunk it to the bottom, 50, 60 damn boats they didn't put at the bottom of they and it took they and got and now they about to seize the center of their oil. You see, they about to take that. They about to take it. And if they try to do, they're gonna bomb it, then just blow it up. I mean, what you gonna do? And see, this is where the other nations is like, man, listen, China, India, they ain't ready for it to go there. You see what I'm saying? Because they getting their oil from over there too. You see what I'm saying? And so that's gonna be devastating that they, that they can't get their oil. India, China, Japan, and so they turning their back on Iran too, because they ain't getting their shit. They ain't got nothing to do with it. They say we out of this, but we ain't getting what we done contracted out. We not getting our oil. So China is like, man, what is y'all gonna do? You see? So even their own allies, or they at the minimum, nations that they doing business with is ready to turn their back on them, because what are you gonna do? You gonna war to the point where we can't even get our shit? What are you gonna do? Where you going with this? You see? So y'all tried to get the bomb, and it's a play on Russia, because Russia mad about Ukraine, and so they want to lace Iran with what they think that and that'll be a dagger in the side of the United States. So you got to understand that's Russia too. That's Russia and China. They quietly, but China less than Russia. Russia got more at stake than China, because China's biggest biggest partner as far as imports and exports is United States. So they be a damn fool to mess up their good thing. But Russia on the other end, they in a bogged down war, which the United States have been over there, but at the beseeching of Europe. And that's why we come back to where we at, that the United States been, sending hundreds of billions of our money, that include black people. That's why you niggas ain't gonna get nothing, because you can't even count the pennies you putting out there now. You see, you don't say nothing. You ain't said nothing. Your pennies that you get and you sit up here and don't say nothing, Okay, then we'll shut this down. We need to go and shut this down. Keep our pennies on over here. You see what I'm saying? Keep our pennies on over here. We sick of this, you know what I'm saying? Let Europe deal with Vladimir Putin. Because they can't beat nobody, man. Europe is over with. They can't beat nobody. Most of them nations over there got damn 3-4 million people in it. They got these big ass nations over there. They got a negative birth rate population all across Europe. So you got these big ass empty nations with 5 or 6, 7 cities. You see that they got shrinking every day, and so they, that's the predicament they in. Denmark can't protect itself. Finland, Poland, all of these nations, they got to damn near all come together to try to defend one another, and still need the United States. They shaking in their boots because they know Vladimir Putin could run in there on their ass, and I would let them. You see, I would let them. Since y'all don't want to help and do nothing, take a side. If you my man's nigga, and you know what I'm saying, and listen, some shit go down, and I fire on some nigga. I don't want to hear nothing about nigga. You ain't getting in the fight. Nigga, if you don't find somebody to fire on, nigga, for I fire on you, you know what I'm saying? We come together. That's how we roll. You see? That's how we roll. That's how you supposed to roll as a team, especially if you didn't already been looking out. You know what I'm saying? I done had time, and, man, we done roll for one another. And then, your man, look, dog. look, man, we such and such. I say, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? You had to think, but you got to roll. You feel what I'm saying? Cause you know how this go around in a circle. You know what I'm saying? So the Europeans Europe is over with. You know, you can cash, you can go on ahead. It's time for the Moors to come back up in there. You know, they about to seize Europe again. You know, it's going back to the original inhabitants, the Blackamoors, you know, because they over with. So you can't expect nothing from them. But I tell you what, the day of sending $1 over there to their ass is what should be over with. Period. It should be over with sending a 1 red cent over there to Europe to do anything. You see, and give back to people and tell them damn them British and them damn French to give back everything that they stole from these nations out here. Give it back. Open up them damn thieving ass museums that y'all got over there that stole everything from Egypt, from Africa, Benin, West Africa, South Africa. Y'all done stole India. You done stole all these people, everything. You got some of the nations, you got all their treasures. You ain't got some of their treasures. Some like Benin, you done stole every one of their treasures. You got the whole treasure chest over there. You see, and so it's time for them to get what's coming to them. And it's good. It's good that people show you who they are, but they know that they're gonna pay for that. And they should pay for that. They should pay for that, and they should take their ass up, especially, our granddaddies and uncles and went over the goddamn Europe in during World War II. If it wasn't for the United States, the damn Europeans be over there speaking German right now. Hitler would have took it. I mean, he took it. You understand what I'm saying? They had the cohorts United States, the British, to come in over there because Hitler was gonna kick off in their ass. I mean, he had took the whole mainland other than damn Britain. And if the United States would have went over there, they would have had that. And he might would have turned around and went in on Russia. You understand what I'm saying? But he got too big for his britches. Once the United States came in there, that changed the dynamics. But if the United States hadn't went over there, man, Hitler would have took Europe. And then they got enough nerve to say, I mean, even the British, when they went down there to the Falkland Islands, the United States helped their ass. How you fighting a war in South America? You know damn well that ain't your land down there. And you going over there bombing Argentina, you understand, for the Falkland Islands, you know damn well in the United States and quiet as kept, Argentina kicked off in their ass down there. Man, listen here. They end up coming out on top. But Britain took some losses down there. They bombed some ships and shit. The Argentina wasn't playing. You see what I'm saying? And it probably, if it wasn't for the United States, probably helping them with some military armaments and quiet as kept. They nuclear armaments that they got in Britain right now is from the United States. And they can't even launch the shit without the permission of the United States. They got Trident missiles over there, nuclear Trident, that they asked to be over there. You see what I'm saying? Because they wanted some defense against Vladimir Putin. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of them damn F-35s, I know the United States got the codes on them planes where nobody could fly them at the top level without them codes. So they flying it on a lower level. They need to turn all that shit off. They need to turn it all off. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they need to do. They need to go out there and start it up, and it won't even start up. Turn it off. You see what I'm saying? And let them deal with Vladimir Putin and see how far that goes. You see what I'm saying? Because if the United States pull the soldiers out of Germany and they pull And you know what? Vladimir taking, he going into Finland, he going into, he taking that, he seizing all of that. And they know it. And ain't no nation, France don't want to see Russia. They can't see Russia. They can't, the British don't, they can't see Russia. You couldn't even put France and Britain together to see Russia. And that's sad. That's sad. And so, you know what? It's time to let them see it for themselves. You know, it's time to see, you know, to let them see it for themselves. You know, and stop helping Ukraine. Pull the money out and to the United States. Whatever we need, infrastructure, take that money and make them pay it back. Make Europe pay it back. You know what I'm saying? And pull on out. No more NATO. Pull out of NATO because they ain't gonna fight. But they expect the United States to put their lives and send their sons and daughters over there. If Russia attack one of them NATO nations, they expect the United States to put their soldiers' life on the line to protect that garbage over there. And then y'all can't send some damn minesweepers down. Oh no, I know that I know Donald Trump about to cut some of that shit. And I, like I say, I'm not in. He is the president of the United States. That don't mean I agree with him, but I understand where I live at, and I don't know where you think you live at, but this is where I live at. So at, you know, I would at least like my people to be in a predicament where they could make a better decision on where their future lie. I don't root for no nation to send no damn missile over here and bomb my people. But that's how Negroes is. You understand? They so, you know, they so silly that they'll root for another nation to send damn missiles over here. I don't give a damn about Iran. I don't, you know, and I don't care about the Neanderthal in the United States neither. But when it come down, we got our sons and daughters in the military going on. I support them, even though I don't agree with the political decisions that are made. I still root for the black men and women in the military to come back home, at least, you know, come back home and maybe, you know, make a different decision where the, you know, and even if you want to stay in the military, that's on you, you know, because black people ain't, you know, established no economy in the United States for their own children. And so when they get out of high school and they look around and they can't get no damn scholarship to go to college and shit, a lot of time they have to go in the damn military. You understand, to survive. And so I can't knock nobody, you know, who ain't got, you know, many options at that time and they choose to go there. Maybe they want to go in there and get some education, get them a little scholarship from the military and get them, you know, education and do something different after that. You see, maybe they want to do it. And I can salute that. I can support that. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, people think because you say what decision gonna put my people in the best predicament. You understand what I'm saying? And I make that decision. I'm gonna always choose that decision first. And so that it does that, you know, because you know, you say you want the United States to come out on top. Does that mean you in a political alignment with the European? No, it don't. It means that we is in this nation together at this time. And the fall of the nation is the fall of black people. I don't know who you think gonna take 40 million black people. Where the hell you gonna go? What you gonna do in case of an attack on this country? Where the hell you think you going? I don't know if you think it's enough ships to take people, planes, and it's gonna be chaos for our people. And so people don't think about that because, I mean, we in chaos now. You see, and they can't be man and woman enough to make the right decisions right now for the embetterment of black people in America right now. So you know damn well when it comes to some political, you know, agendas that might be international agendas, they ain't gonna make the right decision. So yes, it's best that Iran take that punishment. Yes, yes, yes. It's better for them to take that punishment than to get a damn nuclear weapon and then be ready to shoot it off over here. Hell yeah. Take it, take it to their ass. Yes, indeed. I do believe that. And I do believe because I know Iran. I know Iran been whooping on other nations over there. And that's just their agenda. I know their agenda. They want to be a global power. They want to rule. They see the world being an Islamic world. They got a vision where the whole world gonna be under the rule of Islam. So they got, not only do they are trying to get bombs, they got this vision of rule. So what do you think we gonna end up in an agenda like that? What do you think black people? So yeah, think about that. You see, think about that. And we'll talk about and a lot of videos been popping up too all over the internet about, that there is black people in Iran right now. The slave that was taken over, they're still there, and many of them is close to the bombing. You see? And so that's sad. That's sad. A lot of them are close to the bombing. I don't know, how the communities, are doing, but the information is they being treated just like any other black people anywhere else. They dogging the shit out the people over there. They don't get no representation or nothing. You already know. So we ain't got to make this shit up. You know what I'm saying? So they over there dogging the hell out of black people over there. So you already know. You see, you already know it's videos all over the internet right now that's bringing that to light. So there it is. So you choose big devil, little devil, but I know one thing, at least try to ride the wave to the shoreline where your people can have, the opportunity to make a better decision and see, by, continuing not to do what need to be done, which Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X has laid out a blueprint for our people to do something for themselves and get away from these warmongers. And even if you get away from them, you got to be prepared to, defend yourself. You can't just run from nobody. You got to be prepared to defend yourself. So understand that and don't underestimate that, that we could be in a worse predicament now. We could be in a worse predicament. And you could just, you could believe that. But anyway, family, I think it's gonna be time to show Europe. It's time to show them. You've been living off, our tax money far too long. That include black people, your tax money too. Been funding them damn Europeans. It's time to shut down that well, family. I appreciate y'all. I want y'all to make sure y'all get on over there, support the general, Patreon. You feel what I'm saying? Support the general on Patreon. I got some fire live streams over there. You already know. Too raw for YouTube. Man, I'll be right, black family. We just getting started for this evening. This is General Sarah Student saying, hey, what do you say out there? Y'all got a question? What did he say, Judah? What did Judah say? What did Judah say? What did you say, Judah, man? What'd you put in there? I want to know. I ain't been paying. Yeah, but who the beast? Yeah, but it's more than one beast, Judah. Yeah. It's more than one beast. Yeah, it's more than one beast. But you ain't mapping it out. What strategy? You just hope he fall. You ain't got no strategy on how it's gonna happen and what you gonna do when he do. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be worrying about your people when he fall, because you in the beast. You in the belly of the beast. You in the belly. Where you think you at? You ain't even in the belly. You in the gut. You ain't even in the belly. The belly is the upper intestine. You in the lower intestines. So it's good, And you could, and you always looking for him to fall, but don't want to put in no work. I mean, you could consume him yourself on your own, on your own level, and dictate how he fall, where he can fall that way, where the people over here is safe. You rather for somebody to shoot some shit, destroy millions of our own. I'm not with that. That's come on, man. That's erratic thinking. You got to strategize, man. This is about strategy. That's erratic thinking. You just hoping some shit happens. I ain't about that. You got to control how this happened. And you can dictate how it happened as far as how your people deal with it. Not just react, but respond. How would you respond to that? That's what I'm not hearing. How would you respond to something like that? If you came out your house and you look out here and you see large areas of a city missing and on fire and babies and children and blown to bits, niggas, explain that to me. What you gonna do in a situation like that? How would you respond? And I'm not talking about react. Nigga, you would be in shock. You wouldn't know how to deal with that. You see? And so that's what I'm saying, giving our peoples an opportunity to understand where the world is at, that they could get their act together and understand they got to make some form of planning for this situation. Y'all niggas just let it happen with no strategies, no plans whatsoever. That's why we stay losing. That's why we stay losing. You see what I'm saying? We stay losing. Okay. So figure that one out. Yeah. Douglas Allen. Douglas. Come here, man. Don't come in here with your house shoes on, Douglas. Yeah. Yeah. No. Douglas, now you know you don't come in here with your house shoes on, your high heel house shoes on, coming in here whining and crying, and you don't, man. Come on, man. Be a man. Don't come in here whining, man. I can't wipe no tears from your eyes, man. You got to be a man. You see, don't come in here crying all in my damn chat like this. You see, y'all come in here crying and whining and shit. Be a man. You know what I'm saying? When it come time to ride on your brother, you niggas is in the, you out there cocking and locking and loading and riding down the street, shooting up the den when it, when y'all got more love for the enemy than you got for your own brothers on the block. I ain't never seen no niggas cry for, and talking about I ain't, man, come on, man. Y'all is some suckers. Y'all suckers for love, man. God damn. You know what I'm saying? Y'all love the beast, man. Y'all don't know how to strategize. I'm talking about our peoples. You see? I'm talking about our peoples. Y'all, I see, and you're going to be just like them peoples overseas when they government don't give a goddamn about them, and the people, and they ain't even responsible for the war that's going on, but yet and still the bombs is raining down on their head. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to be the same way. You're going to be over here and the bombs going to be raining down on, and you ain't going to have no answer for none of that. Yeah, you ain't going to have you ain't going to have that answer for none of that. Man, y'all get on up out of here. I ain't never seen so many niggas cry in my life, man. I should buy stock in Kleenex. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I should buy. I didn't know y'all was gonna come in here crying like that. Yeah, look at it. Yeah. Y'all come in here crying and shit like Abdullah give a damn. Y'all, that's all y'all know. God damn it, Abdullah gonna have your ass out there scooping up camel shit. You see what I'm saying? Man, Bones for president, man. Take your ass on up out of here, man. Go on over there, man. Don't come in here with all that. Please, man. Please, man. Don't come in here with that. Look at Doug. Come on, Doug. What you didn't come in here, man? What the hell? Oh my God. Doug, Doug. Man, go somewhere and go to sleep, man. Go on, get you a night quill. Go on, get you one of them night quills and take your ass to sleep. It's time. Go on and put you some warm milk on the stove and shit, you know. Go on, get you, you know what I'm saying? Get you some warm milk and get your bunny slippers and go on and lay on down, you know. Nighty night, man. You got, what they got them things they put on the baby bed and shit where it little turn around and shit, you know what I'm saying? With the little light on it and shit to help the baby go to bed and shit. You got one of them little turnarounds on the bed too. Go on to sleep, man. You know what I'm saying? Go on to sleep. I know who y'all is. I know who you is. You say they when they turn the niggas off, they gonna fall. Say they go fall. They don't understand with them damn, yeah. When they go out there and they can't go down to the Arab store and get no one of them old ass submarine sandwiches that been up in there 2 years and shit. Yeah, they gonna learn. Sometimes you just got to teach them. You know, it got to get all the way bad before it get. You got to get all the way bad. It got to get all the way bad for people to understand. You see, and so again, family, I done gave y'all my rundown, and I'm not done. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not done. Come on back. Yeah, come on back. I want y'all to come on back. We're gonna run this down. And to everybody out there, remember, understand y'all, if our family go overseas, it was a brother just died not the other day. You understand what I'm saying? On one of them planes that crashed. And I looked and his mama she was distraught. You see, y'all gotta think about other people's lives over there. You know what I'm saying? They might only be in there to feed their family. They might not give a damn about the political part of what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, think about other people's lives and shit that they losing their life going to war and shit. Think about their sacrifice and what they did. Man probably just trying to feed his family or do whatever he trying to do, but he died in the process. So even though you got the leadership that you might not give a damn about, think about the soldiers that's on the ground. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, family, Garvey, but that's what Garvey said. But these niggas want to stay here. They want to stay here. They do. You understand what I'm saying? And if they want to stay here, they're gonna have to have a bigger political hand in the country so that they can guide it in the way that it need to be guided in. And I don't know if that could happen. And but some of them believe that it could happen. It may not happen today. Maybe down the line when the Neanderthals start to diminish. But I believe he gonna put goddamn robots in place to take his place to continue the oppression. You know what I'm saying? He gonna put AI in control of the damn country. But anyway, here we go, family. I see y'all. Get over there to Patreon and arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on the wicked ass beast daily liberation through African education and confrontation. Boom, Black Power.